very good afternoon and a warm welcome to News at 12, coming to you live on Politics and Business TV Abuja. Many thanks for joining us on the program for today. On today's headlines, we have the Lakurawa terrorist group, Nigeria and its neighbors begin offensive attack against the new terror group. And on the attack part of Nigeria and its neighbors, this was as the Sokoto state government expressed frustration over the difficulty of containing the group due to its weak borders. The Lakurawa group, affiliated with terrorists in the Sahel, particularly from Mali and the Niger Republic, became a national security challenge after launching its first audacious attack on November 4th. Last month, it was reported that the new terror group set up camps in 10 local government areas of Sokoto and Bauchi states before its operations became known to the public 3 weeks ago. According to sources, members of the terror group initially published camps in villages bordering Nigeria and Niger Republic, including Guanaguano, Mulawa, Wasinya, and Turijai communities. They eventually infiltrated Nigeria and set up camps in different communities, especially in Gudu and Tangaza local government areas of Sokoto in 2018. It was learned that they use Hausa full-field and Arabic languages in their preaching, while they named their camp Darul Islam. And meanwhile, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, has dismissed claims that the Northerners were against the proposed tax reform bills. He said he had consulted senior citizens leaders and religious leaders from the region who expressed their support for the bills. The bills, including the Joint Revenue Board of Nigeria, the Nigeria Revenue Service, and the Nigeria Tax Bill 2024 have sparked widespread debate since their introduction to the National Assembly. Speaking during a program on Sunday, this SGF dismissed claims that the bills were targeted at the North. The SGF also said the bills were specifically for the poor citizens of the country. Akume also noted that the federal government had restructured VAT revenue distribution, increasing the share for states and local governments to 55% and 35% respectively. Meanwhile, the Northern Caucus senators are withholding their position on the controversial tax bills until the Senate's Special Committee concludes its meeting with the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN. Some of the lawmakers who spoke on condition of anonymity said the outcome of the meeting would determine whether they would support or oppose the bills. Following the controversy that trailed the proposed bill, President Bola Tinubu last week directed the Federal Ministry of Justice to liaise with the federal lawmakers to arrive at a common ground in the interest of the country. Following the directive, the Senate constituted a committee to meet with the AGF to fine-tune the grey areas in the bills. And a brief break, so the just concluded Ghana presidential election. President Bola Tinubu on Sunday congratulated President-elect John Mahama on his victory in the December 7th general election in Ghana. This came after his rival, the country's vice president and ruling party candidate, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, conceded defeat on Sunday. Bawumia said he conceded defeat before the official result to ease tensions after reported fights in several local constituencies. Although the Electoral Commission has yet to announce the results, Bawumia's ruling National Democratic Congress said its internal review showed Mahama leading with 56.3% of the votes against its 41.3%. A statement signed on Sunday by Tinubu's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, said in a telephone call to Mahama, President Bola Tinubu hoped that Mahama's ascension to power for the second time would further bring stability to the economic community of West African states, of which President Tinubu is the chairman. President Bola Tinubu also commended the people of Ghana for their achievement both the presidential and parliamentary elections. This is news analysis coming to you live on plans max deportations and also plan end birthright citizenship. Details of the Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. And my name is Amina Idris. It's good to know you're still with us. Now moving on, let's take a quick break back to the foreign space where United States President-elect Donald Trump announced plans to deport all immigrants in the United States illegally over his upcoming 4-year. Detailed his vision for a broad crackdown on illegal immigration, which he intends to classify as a national emergency upon taking office on January 20th. According to Reuters, the Department of Homeland Security estimates that as of January 2022, over 11 million people are in the U.S. without legal status, a figure likely higher today. Trump intention to remove all unauthorized immigrants while emphasizing enforcement. Trump signaled willingness to negotiate protections for dreamers, immigrants brought to the U.S. legally as children. During his first term, Trump attempted to dismantle the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, which provides deportation relief to this group, but was blocked by the Supreme Court. Trump also plans to issue an executive order to anyone born on U.S. soil, regardless of their parents' immigration status, is rooted in the 14th Amendment of the Constitution and reinforced by an 1898 Supreme Court decision. Trump acknowledged potential legal challenges to his proposal and suggested that achieving this goal might require a constitutional amendment. The implementation of these measures would demand substantial financial resources. The American Immigration Council estimates the cost of deporting all unauthorized immigrants at $88 billion annually. Trump's team, including incoming border Caesar Tom Homan, has called on Congress to provide significant funding increases to support immigration enforcement efforts. And moving on, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria has begun lifting premium motor spirits from the Dangote refinery. This follows an agreement reached with the refinery last month by Ipman. It was also learned that Ipman members have so far lifted millions of liters of petrol from the refinery located in the Lekki Free Trade Zone in Lagos. The National Publicity Secretary of Ipman, Chinedu Okadike, confirmed in an interview that the lifting of petrol from the Dangote refinery started in late November. According to Okadike, independent marketers started the prior loading of the product through Mrs. Oil. This, he said, had been taking place pending the completion of the terms of the agreements earlier reached by the refinery. Okadike maintained that the decision by the Dangote refinery to reduce PMS price from 990 naira per litre to 970 had increased the demand for PMS in the local markets, adding that the deal between Ipman and Dangote influenced the drop in prices of petroleum products, especially as it eliminated middlemen and profiteering. And in another news, no fewer than 2,000 vulnerable Abuja residents on Sunday received food items, shoes, and clothing from the Everlasting Arms Parish Redeemed Christian Church of God in Garki. The annual arms program known as Tabitha Tent, which began in 2007, is designed to support the poor and the vulnerable with food items, clothes, and shoes, among other humanitarian materials. Some of the beneficiaries in an interview with newsmen expressed their satisfaction and appreciation to the donors and organizers of the program. They called on the government to initiate policies and programs such as Tabitha Tent to alleviate the suffering of the common man. A beneficiary, Mr. Konet Jato, said that he received rice, beans, and some other materials to support him and his family at the Yuletide. One of the program's coordinators Mrs. Modupe Okundimu acknowledged all the donors and supporters of the program that made it a success, including the beneficiaries. Okundimu explained that the program was specifically designed to give gift items which everybody wants at Christmas. Now let's connect with Alhamdulillah Lawrence for headlines on sports today.
In ninth straight win in Hello and welcome to Sports News here on PNB TV with me, Alhamdulillah Lawrence. Chelsea closed the gap on Premier League leaders Liverpool to 4 points with a 4-3 win from behind at rivals Tottenham on Sunday. Spurs raced into a 2-goal lead early on but were punished for a string of defensive errors as pressure piles up on Ange Postecoglou. The Blues went behind inside the opening 5 minutes. Marco Correa slipped while in possession just inside his own half, allowing Brennan Johnson to race away with their post, celebrating in front of his former Chelsea fans to boot. Soon after, Spurs doubled their lead. Possession back to Pedro Porro, who fed in the inverted Dejan Kulusevski, and the sweet trickling strike outfoxed a hapless Sanchez. But Chelsea pulled one back with their first real attack of note. Jadon Sancho was afforded the freedom to cut inside from the left, skipping away from Porro and Radu Dragusin before his strike from the edge went for him at point-blank range, only to get his feet in a twist and Tottenham were able to clear the immediate danger. Pedro Neto was then denied by a smart low save from Fraser Forster after he tripped away another Palmer effort. Chelsea were awarded a penalty on the hour mark when Yves Bissouma clattered Moses Caicedo. Palmer stepped up and sent Forster the wrong way to bring the visitors level. Tottenham should have gone back in front when Son raced onto a long ball over the top meant for the offside Destiny Udogie, who deferred possession to his captain again. Bearing down on goal, the South Korean dragged his shot wide. With 20 minutes to go, Chelsea completed the turnaround. Palmer wriggled in from Enzo Fernandez to lash in on the half volley. A second penalty went Chelsea's way after Palmer was shoved to the ground by Sam. The England star fooled Foster with a delicious panenka and milked his moment as Tottenham fans headed to the exit. The hosts did pull one back deep into 7 minutes of added time when Son sneaked in after James Maddison's amazing run into the box, but it proved too little and too late. West Ham have confirmed that Michail Antonio has undergone surgery following a horrific car accident on Saturday. The forward was airlifted to hospital after being cut free from the wreckage. The Hammers also revealed that Antonio sustained a lower limb fracture in the accident. Antonio is likely to remain out of action for at least a year and may be forced to hang up his boots. Antonio has remained a key player for the Hammers even in the twilight of his career and has played in every game this season in the top flight. Now he will be monitored in hospital as his recovery begins in earnest. Ademola Lookman fired Atalanta top of Serie A with the late decisive goal in Friday's 2-1 win over AC Milan, which moved them 2 points ahead of Napoli. Nigerian forward Lookman continued his superb form by knotting in his 10th goal of the campaign with 3 minutes remaining at the Gewiss Stadium in Bergamo. The 27-year-old met Sead Kolasina's flick on from a corner to give Atalanta a club record equaling 9th straight win in Italy's top flight. In the Guards Challenge, Legislative Shield, FCD Ministers' Cup, and the President's Cup, which is the crowning event. Speaking on the carnival at the weekend, first Vice President of Abuja Guards Polo Club, Mustafa Junaidu, expressed confidence in the tournament's success. He said it's going to be a thrilling polo experience for both lovers of the game and for sponsors as well. Our commitment to the tournament remains strong and we are absolutely passionate about the tournament, he said. That's the size of our news today on PMB Sports News with me, Lawrence. Bye for now.
Still watching news analysis live on Politics and Business TV Abuja. Now, amidst the economic and financial struggles pervading the country, Nigerian Communications Commission has announced new tariff plan. Details after a quick break. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's good to know you're still with us. Now we're discussing the Nigerian Communications Commission and their plan to announce a new tariff plan. Nigerians are bracing for increased expenses on mobile calls, data and SMS following the Nigerian Communications Commission's decision to unveil a new tariff plan for the telecommunications sector effective December. So joining us to discuss this topic today is Abraham Abba, a business consultant. Good morning to you, Sir Abraham Abba.
Good morning, Amina.
So I'll begin by asking, amidst the economic challenges pervading the country and the financial challenges, so the Nigerian Communication Commission has decided to unveil a new tariff plan in Nigeria. So as a Nigerian living in Nigeria and a business consultant, what do you do? What is your opinion to this? How do you go about this, considering the struggles of Nigerians presently?
Good afternoon, viewers all over the world and Nigerians. We're looking at the tariff. We are not surprised by this information. It's long overdue from the telecom industry.
Okay.
It's just that it's coming a little bit late, and it's coming when the system is over tariffed. We're having tariff all over in this administration, and it's not a surprise if we see this coming from a telecommunication industry. It's just that Nigerians are overburdened with a lot of tariff. Everywhere you look now is tariff. So, but we're looking like, okay, what is going to be the outcome of this tariff from the telecommunication industry?
Okay.
Well, from the look of things, what we find out from the executive, that is the executive director of that industry, he's giving us a lot of hopes that we're going to have a brighter day, not like you have fluctuation and all that. So we are just hopeful that this tariff, because the whole world, there's no way you don't see this coming.
Yes.
It's just that we were finding it like a new thing in Nigeria, because most of us, we are so, I would say, lazy, but it's just that our business IQ is very low, and then we do it just around the country.
Okay, so you made mention of this tariff plan coming in. You said you've been expecting this for a while now. You're
Very well.
surprised it's coming now.
Very well.
So what do you mean by that?
Yes, if I said we are not, if you look at a very good network of, or they will give them what they buy with their money,
Yes.
then they are not going to find out, they're going to have like an increment somehow. So for me, it has been like, it's just wavering. From the last administrations, you can see all these things coming up. But it's just that the last administration is a little bit careful. Careful in what sense? That, okay, the people brought us, and then this is not what we bargain with them.
So in some, you're trying to say Nigerians pay lower to their expectations.
Saying that, like, okay, if you're giving me the bottle of this, let's say this mug,
Yes.
and you're giving me, like, let's say a drink, and you have to, if you said, okay, I'm buying this for $1,000,
okay,
I should find what is in there very fantastic and
exactly.
unique. So if the telecommunication is telling us tomorrow that they are going to increase the tariff, we have a lot to ask them.
Exactly.
Because what we always want to ask as business people is, if you're telling me you're going to change this mug to black,
yes,
what are the possibilities that is not going to affect me? What are the possibilities that is not going to affect other Nigerians?
Exactly. So you made mention of quality. You are going to pay higher now, so you should expect more quality in terms of communication.
Very well.
You know, when you even look at people that work online, sometimes you hear them saying things like, in abroad, when they hear you are from Nigeria, they will not give you the job because of the poor network in Nigeria. So according to the CEO of NCC, he made mention that they also issued, like they told the operators of this network to provide clear and accessible information on data plans and pricing. How do you think this will be feasible in a country like Nigeria, where people are not even accounted for their actions at the end of the day?
Well, I think there's a new there's a new sheriff in town, the president. You see, they said, Abiola said in one of his quotes, he said, if the head of the fish is smelling, that the whole body will be smelling. So if the president is ready to transform the country by using a lot of tariff,
yes,
I don't think it's a new thing. It's just that he we find out in Lagos, where he came from, where he governed for 8 years, that most of the things he achieved in Lagos were from this tariff. Are you getting it? So for Nigerians, it's coming like a new thing because most people don't go over there for businesses or to go and resident there. But if you go to Lagos for resident, or you have any property in Lagos, what they give you as statement where you put people there,
yes,
you have to like give them a very good apartment.
they should get the
and
worth
they will
of their
work
money.
good.
Exactly.
So this, you will see the uniqueness of it. But most Nigerians are not finding it easy, and we're not saying that we were saying it is okay, no. But all we are saying is, let it not be like the former.
Okay.
If what you are doing today, let it come with a lot of change. We want to see a lot of difference from the former administrations, because none of these 4 people that left from Obasanjo till now, they have, he stands where he stands.
It seems you're a strong believer of this government.
I'm not, but as a businessman and a person who believes in administrations, for me, I feel I will give everybody the benefit of doubt.
Okay, that's very
yes,
true.
So we are still in the first administration of this system. So for me, I feel okay. We are just about 2 years in this administration.
Yes.
He still have more 2 years to come. But what we want to see is, can he change the narrative from the previous?
Okay.
Like the one who handed over to him, there was nothing to write home about. We know it that the system got bastardized by the former administration. Everything was just going the way it is. So if he's going to tell Nigerians that, look, I'm ready to take the pain, you people should take the
And
pain.
fix the country.
Yes, but our problem is when we find some things in the administrations, like you hear billions of naira doing things that are not worth it. It makes us get so like, is this man for real? Is it for Nigeria, or is it just trying to get money and just get out of the system?
Like the audio.
Yes, please.
So okay, just time factor. Let me just ask this quickly. Okay, this increase in tariff now, how will it affect our people in the village? You know, already they are struggling with this economic. They are struggling with this Nigerian economy. So how would they be able to pay for this added tariff in this? Those that just make calls to their people and all that.
Well, you see, the Nigerians, I always call them
survivors.
They are survivors. If thick skin, we can survive anything. It's just that the only problem Nigerians have is they don't know how to remind their leaders that, look, oh, yesterday this is what you promised us. This is what you make us go through. Now you are back to us. We are to sell you to the world. Now we will not do it. But that time when it comes, they will always give you a peanut to receive, to collect back your vote and go and do what they want to do. But if they know that Nigerians will always go back to the voting place to say, yesterday, Amina, you didn't do the representation well. Now we're going to tell you, you are not supposed to be in that place. You are not capable.
Is that really the fault of the citizens or the fault of those at the helm of affairs? It's the fault
of the citizens, because we see it in a country like Ghana. You see it in Kenya. You see it in Zimbabwe and the rest, just African country. And then let's go outside the African shores. Look at America. Are you getting it? These are the countries that will tell you, look, oh, we are developed.
Yes.
We give you our vote, and we're going to know if you are capable of that vote. But not in Nigeria. It's like when they come and they give you a little smoothie, you forget all the sufferness. So we're calling on Nigerians, because we as business people, if I'm giving you this phone, I'll give you the phone with quality, so that tomorrow you will not come and start harassing me, because it will scare other business people all over to scare you. Hold on. It's just a matter of time. We're still in the second year in the first administration.
Yes.
Let's give this administration the benefit of doubt.
Yes.
But if not, we're still coming 2027.
We hope so.
Yes, please.
This is a very interesting topic, but due to time factor, we love to stop here. Thank you very much, Abraham Abba, for being my guest today.
Thank you. You're welcome.
You're welcome. And there has been Abraham Abba, a business consultant, and we've been able to delve into some intricacies of the Nigerian Communications Commission. Thank you very much for honoring us.